What's going on, Craziacs? Welcome back to another video on the Craziac page on the YouTube channel. Today we are going to be discussing a topic that has been grueling and just completely against the now 8-game win streak that we have. We're going to discuss the power play. Roll the intro. All right, boys. So let's just let the cat out of the bag. The power play sucks right now. Like, I don't mean that to be harsh to the guys, but it is like it's killing us, man. I mean, we're still winning games, but like, should there be concern in the building that come playoff time, if we're rolling what we are right now, there's a good chance we get knocked out by an early team?
I think, considering what happened last year, I'd like to see what happened then again because we started the beginning of the season pretty bad on the power play. And then I think once we got Jake Gensel, we started to do a little bit better, starting to score more on the power play. And we ended up, I think, what was it, like third or fourth, maybe even second in the league on power play percentage?
I think so, from what I remember.
Yeah, it was pretty high. That's considering what we're normally doing, even going back like 4 or 5 years on the power play. We haven't ever been stellar on scoring. So if we can somehow figure out how we can do that again with this roster, that would be very beneficial for the playoffs. But as of right now, I don't think there's any sign of that, and it's going to take a lot for that to happen.
What I think the main issue is, and you guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. I think we have a problem of too many playmakers, not enough shooters. So on the power play, I would say like your shooters, your guys that are gonna shoot before they're gonna pass. I'd say Jarvis. Jarvis is pretty shot heavy now. I'd say Svechnikov sometimes, who's out, so we can't really count him right now, but he has been a part of the skid recently. Can you guys think of anybody else who is like definitively shot first and not pass first?
I think we lost them all because, to be honest, we did well through our offensive scheme back in 2021, 2022. On the power play specifically, we did well with shots from the blue line.
We did.
And
Yeah.
we don't have that as much anymore because, especially this year, since we have the absence of Brady Shea, who would shoot a ton from the blue line. And as much as at that point we didn't really like that, and we didn't like that they were taking these shots that just didn't do anything, now it seems like we're not taking any. And I feel like if it is, it's probably Burns.
Yeah, and that's
Orlov a little bit, I'd think too.
Ghost occasionally. But like, okay, so we've gone from a difference of like us being mad at them shooting from the point, throwing it in the goalie's chest, right? So now we will be sitting there as fans. I'm gonna back up. This is gonna get loud. Because we went from just being able to, be normal and be like, okay, stop shooting it into his chest to going, shoot the puck, please. It's ridiculous. Why are we not shooting? Like, we pass. A pass gets intercepted and it's gone like the wind.
I think I got the whole time I've been watching. I've actually realized this more recently. I went to the Hurricanes versus Tampa Bay game back about a week or so ago. And when I went to that game, I was watching when Jarvis went up and he had a pretty bad angle. And the first thing that came to my head was pass it to Aho, not shoot it. Because what this team does is we pass, and then we try and get the best shot possible. But we're not like Ottawa, who gets a backdoor, or, a really good team that finds these angles and gets good goals. We just don't find those opportunities as much.
No, we wait and pray for our slot option to be open. And when that doesn't happen, we lose the puck in a pass somewhere and it gets thrown down back to our goaltender. It's been like that for months now. It's almost like all of the power play's creativity went out the door as soon as Marty Necas was traded to Colorado. That's what it seems to me. I mean, granted, the power play was not doing good right before Necas was traded, but it certainly was a lot better than it has been since.
I want to note though that Necas, when he was on the power play unit, he was whenever we were out of the zone and coming into the zone and it was on Nature's stick, he'd get it in really quickly.
Yeah.
So he could go into a breakaway and get past any defender he was against.
It's the power play entry is like, I mean, it's been better as of recently. Like, I think the addition of Stankoven, even though he's not necessarily like the biggest threat, something about his addition has changed the power play because it's not nearly as like hopeless as it was at one point. There was one point where I was seriously like, can we just not like take power plays? Like, we are far more likely to score 5-on-5 than up a man, which is bad. Like, it's blatantly bad. I really hope this changes, and I think it will. I've seen steps in the right direction from the last 4 or 5 games. We scored one against Winnipeg, who's a really good team. We scored one against Philly, who at that point we were already beating by enough anyways. So I think there are steps in the right direction. Jack, you want to hit us with some stats and some numbers about this year? Because this just makes me laugh.
Oh, boy. All right. So back going to the first half of the season, we had a really stellar power play. We were around the 25% range with Marty Natchez. Since January 1st, the power play is 7 for 89. That's right, 7 for 89. That is 7.85 or 7.86%. That is egregious. Combining that all together, it's like, okay, whatever. You look at the percentage, you see 17.9. So it doesn't look as bad because our power play was pretty good to start the season.
Yeah.
But boy, did Mikko do something to this team or did we just fall apart?
It's bad. Like, it's something we talk about every year come playoff time, that the power play needs to step it up and we need to score big goals. I mean, it's killed us against the Rangers, twice, maybe more? For some reason, I mean, the only team we've scored power play goals on consistently in the playoffs has been the Islanders, who's been our first round matchup for the last 2 years. And we've played them like 3 times in the past 5 years. For some reason, we can score power play goals in the Islanders. In fact, we were operating at like 32% last year or something against the Islanders, and our penalty kill was stellar. And that's against a good goalie. Like, Ilya Sorokin is not a slouch. It's not like we were beating up on some bad goalie in the playoffs. There are no bad goalies in the playoffs. Bad goalies don't make playoff runs. They lose early.
Right. Akira Schmid, New Jersey Devils, 2022-23.
Was it? I think
he had to step in.
Yeah,
and he was not.
No, and we tore New Jersey up that series. Jordan Martin looked like the second coming of Wayne Gretzky for a week.
He did.
And like,
I remember people talking about that.
I love Jordan Martinook. And that was like a Linsanity run and a half, and it was awesome to watch.
It was.
Can we get that like now? Like, maybe we should put Jordan Martinook. Maybe that's what we need to do. Put Jordan Martinook on the second line, on the second power play unit.
Wait. Hear me out. Who is getting pucks in the net recently, and who likes to shoot?
Jordan Martinook, Seth Jarvis,
Mark Jankowski.
Yeah, Mark Jankowski's got 4 and like 6 shots with the team. No,
that man. I think he might be on the second.
I think he was
probably
in the last
wrong
game.
About that.
He was in the last game. He at least got some time. It might have been like penalty expiring time, so he was on there for like a line. But why not put him on the first line? You don't have a big body on that first line, especially with Svechnikov out.
That's true.
Put
him at the center.
Why is Seth Jarvis?
He finishes in front.
Seth Jarvis should not be your net front. Seth Jarvis is like the second or third smallest guy on the team. We had Logan.
Jarvis needs to be the bump guy. He needs to be on the side.
He can do that little move where he does it between the legs and shovels the backhand. It's scored like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why our net front guys have been Jarvis and Stankoven. I am 5'9". I am almost as tall as Jarvis and taller than Stankoven. You would not see me playing hockey being net front. We played some street hockey on Wednesday. Anytime I was trying to be net front, I got bullied out of the way and I was useless. You mean to tell me you think that the guys on skates are going to fare better?
I'm sorry. I just pulled up Mark Jankowski's physique. This man is 6'4".
Yeah, exactly.
He's 212. Put him in front of the nets.
He's a faster Jordan Staal. He's exactly what you need.
And he finishes.
He's a good shot. He's a big body. And he's new. That's the big thing. You know, there's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What about if it's really broke? How about you fix it? Like, I'm not trying to tell the
This is
guys
why
how
you
to do
brought
their
him
job.
in, right? Like you brought this guy in for a reason. He's a big physical guy who can shoot the puck, which is what we've needed because we'd hope with, a second overall pick and you're trying to draft a good forward that you'd get the guy that you wanted. But Svetch is up and down, honestly, as much as I've seen it. And even though he's out right now, and now that he's out, it's like, who is that guy?
Well, it's not like Svechnikov was a key contributor when he was in.
This is also true.
Like, name me one player other than Sebastian Aho and Seth Jarvis who has been a noticeable force on the power play for us since January 1st.
I think the only thing that I've seen, and this is also with 5-on-5, they'll get it to Blake in the middle, but he'll never score it.
He did yesterday. I mean, not on a power play, but he got it. He got one in yesterday, but it was offside. That one frustrated me because I was talking about how Jackson Blake was lacking a little bit of finishing power the other day because it seems that he's just snake bitten in front of the net. And I was so happy when he scored that. And honestly, even though the goal didn't count, that should be a good confidence booster for the guy. He's young. Seeing one like that go in where you get a goalie to bite that hard, even if it's his first career game, that's got to be a good feeling for the guy. Like, good for him.
When was the last time he scored?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's been a while. Is it against the Rangers?
No, it's just giving me like weird things.
It had to
Hold
have
on,
been
I'm trying to
later
find
than
it.
that. There's no way the Rangers game was the last game that he scored in.
Right now it's being like AI is being weird online. It's saying
Oh.
March 16th, but it's saying against the Golden Knights. We didn't play the Golden Knights. The last time we played them was January 17th, which was
Yeah.
way back. So I'm
Either way, like I feel like the addition of Mark Jankowski to the first line for a game. You're on an 8-game win streak right now. The power play has not helped you win those 8 games. The penalty kill has. They're operating at like 95, 97% maybe after last night.
I did find a source talking about his goal. He scored. That's weird. You said he
The
scored
last
against the
time
Rangers?
Jackson
What
Blake
was that
scored was
goal?
against Columbus.
Yeah, that's what I have. It says Columbus Blue Jackets, January 24th.
Yeah, that sounds about
23rd.
right.
Yeah.
Either
Well-
late January. That's 2 months. Granted, there is a Four Nations break in there that's almost 2 weeks. That is still, 6 weeks of game time that he's not scored a goal in? For someone who was brought in here as a finisher, you need to finish the puck a little bit better. But, again, it's
his first year.
It's his first year. He's a rookie. He's going to get better. Maybe you try Jordan Stahl on a power play unit. I know that sounds outlandish and crazy. Jordan Stahl is top 5 on this team in goals right now. Jordan
He's also
Stahl
a good net front.
is a good net front. Jordan Stahl is your best face-off man now.
Jordan Stahl will go to the boards and win battles.
Like, you think about it. We score a lot of goals 5-on-5. We don't score a lot on the power play. What if you take some of those 5-on-5 lines that do click together and put them on the power play? Maybe we discover something there.
I would be interested in like a third line power play where we do something like Martinuk, Stankoven, Stahl.
Martinuk, Stankoven, Stahl, Jarvis, and Gostisbehere.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Maybe as a second pair. You do need a finisher on that. You do need a finisher on that line because Jordan Martinuk is good, but I don't think he's I would say he's maybe an average to a slightly above average finisher. Jarvis is your elite finisher on that power play. You've got 2 guys that can forecheck really good there. Stankoven's still unproven too with the Canes. He's got a good shot.
He has been moving great in the front. I don't know if you've seen this. He's been right there. He just hasn't gotten the finish yet.
Apart from the goal bouncing off his stick in Winnipeg.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's I really hope because I think New Jersey is pretty much a lock to be our first round playoff matchup at this point. I don't think with this 8-game win streak, we're in any danger of like falling out of the playoffs. I think we are pretty set in the playoffs. So now would be the time to start experimenting with stuff. Maybe try a new defenseman in there. Jacob Slave has been scoring a lot of points recently. And that would also help with the 2-on-1s you keep giving up.
I don't know if this seems too outlandish for you guys, but who says we don't put Sean Walker on the power play?
We do. He's on the second line with Burns.
He's been shooting more. I'm saying like move him up maybe first. Try something different.
Maybe.
Because he scored against San Jose, and he scored another goal more recently too.
I like that idea.
Is the kid
He's
getting
hot.
hot?
Why not put him up? Try something.
All right, boys. So before we go, we're about to wrap this up here. I want you guys to drop me what your ideal 5-man first line power play unit would be. No explanation. Just go ahead and drop it. Noah, go ahead.
Let me get a second to think on this one.
All right, Jack, you want to hit it?
Let's see. So based off of what we've been talking about, we need a guy in the middle to finish it. We need somebody that's going to be able to have a net front presence and be able to finish the puck. And from what we've discussed, I think that guy is going to be Jordan Stahl. I think he's going to be somebody that changes up from what we've had recently, which is a small guy that can shoot in front. So instead of Blake or Stakeoven, I think Stahl. I also think that we're going to need some good players, though, on the power play. So I'm going to also want Aho, Jarvis. I think those guys just need to stay. I think we try something with Sean Walker. I think we try for a little bit. Maybe we switch him with Orlov, who also has a wicked shot.
Yeah, that's true.
And we try somebody that's a little bit different and that's willing to shoot it. And then I think what I want to do is once he's back, we get Svechnikov to just be the guy who can finish. I want him in an Alex Ovechkin type role at some point in his career.
Yep.
Who can just shoot the puck, laser it in, and get that shot. And I feel like with a power forward like he is, he should be able to do that. It's just he hasn't been put in that role much.
All right, Noah, what you got?
This is going to be a really odd one. I think, honestly, if we're smart, you put Stank, Stahl, and Martinuk on the first line of it, with Slavin and Walker on the blue line.
Whoo, that's a hot take.
It's a hot take, but I think it could work.
Yeah,
But hold on, if they can't get it done, then your second line, you have Aho, Jarvis, and honestly, I think you give Jankowski minutes on the power play. You give him and Gostisbehere minutes on the power play together. I don't know who that other forward would be. Probably, I would assume Svech would be who would step in there.
Yeah.
Svech and Jankowski would be lethal.
All right, that's going to segue into mine. My first line, give me Aho, Jarvis, Jankowski, Svech when he comes back, but for now, keep it Stankoven, and give me Slavin on the blue line, because Slavin's been scoring, Slavin's good defensively, and we'll stop giving up these obnoxious 2-on-1s. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. We appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully the power play picks up again. This was shot after the San Jose Sharks video. So we play in Anaheim and in Los Angeles. Maybe things have gotten better by then. We can certainly hope. But until next time, guys, stay crazy and peace out.